Hey everybody, you want to hear a scary story? I have one for you. It's about a guy, not him, that's just a scarecrow. This is about a guy named Ichabod Crane. So what do you think is going to happen to Ichabod? Let's find out. He lived in a little town called Sleepy Hollow. Lots of flowers and not a lot. It was a little small town back in the day, way back in the day. There was of course, a big barn to have parties in and fields of flowers, farms and general people walking around, little houses. Now, Ichabod liked a girl here called Katrina, but he also worked as a school teacher at this little building right here, this little school. One day he's walking around and he sees the girl he likes, her father, Katrina's father, is standing in the field and he's like, "Hey, we're going to have a party in the barn tonight." And he thinks, "Okay, great. I'll go to the party in the barn. Maybe I'll see Katrina. Maybe I'll tell some ghost stories," because he liked ghost stories. So he goes to the party and, flower in hand, thinking he's going to see Katrina, but he sees Brom Bones. Scary guy. Scary name. But actually, Brom was Ichabod's friend. But he picked on Ichabod because he thought it was fun. Now, he's walking around the party. He doesn't see Katrina anywhere, but Brom Bones is there. He's like, "Hey, Ichabod, come here. Come here, I want to tell you a story." So Ichabod goes up to him, and there's a bunch of other guys standing around a campfire with him. He's telling a story about a soldier who was in a war, because that's what they do. They go to war. And he gets shot with a cannon. The cannonball actually hits the soldier's head and knocks it off. It's gone. Well, that cursed the soldier to have to walk Sleepy Hollow looking for his head. Now, I've made it a little different than most ghost stories Ichabod's used to, because there's a soldier with a pumpkin, and there's no head. Pumpkin? No head. He's got a pumpkin, but no head there. See that? It's crazy. So, and it's worse for Ichabod because it's not just a scary story like he's used to. He really likes the scary stories, but it's a scary story for the city that he's in. Meaning that if scary stories are real, maybe this one's real, and it's where he's at, in Sleepy Hollow. So one night, he doesn't let it get to him too much, but one night he's told, "Hey, take this letter to Katrina's father." And Ichabod being a school teacher, Katrina's father, besides being just some dude who stands behind the schoolhouse and telling people that, hey, there's a barn party where people are going to tell you scary stories and freak you out, he's actually kind of the mayor of the town. So he's a pretty important guy. So when he says, somebody says, "Hey, take this important guy a letter," you take him that letter. Even if it's at nighttime and you're on your horse and it's raining and there's really not a lot you can do, but go do it. Plus, it's Katrina's father. So Ichabod, out in the rain, gets on his horse and moves forward. Now, he's thinking a little bit about the scary story because it's nighttime and he looks around. Everything seems fine. And he starts moving through and he hears something. He looks around again. No, it's nothing, he thinks. And so he's got to keep moving because he's got to get that letter to Katrina's father. And then he definitely hears something this time. He looks around and it sounds like footsteps behind him. And he turns around and there's a guy there. So he's like, "Okay, who is this?" And it's a soldier with a pumpkin and no head. It is the Headless Horseman. So he runs away. Now, the good thing for Ichabod, he's going to deliver that letter, right? He's expected. People know he's coming. So he's running along and he's thinking, "Okay, I'll get away," but the horseman's right behind him. So he runs to where the Katrina's father is, the mayor is. He's at the church in town because spirits can't travel on holy ground. So he gets on the bridge and he turns around and looks. The horseman's right there at the bridge. So he's got to get a little further. He knows once he gets to the end of the bridge, the horseman can't chase him anymore because it's holy ground, but the horseman's still coming. So he gets to the very end of the bridge and he turns around and the horseman stops. So now he's safe. The horseman cannot get him. But just then, when he thinks he's safe, his horse doesn't agree with that, and his horse is also scared of the horseman and kicks him off and he lands in a ditch. Now, the sad thing is, the next day, or the spooky thing, Ichabod wasn't at the little church. He wasn't out in the field. He wasn't in the ditch. As a matter of fact, all they found was his hat. Now, he could have ran away because he was afraid of the horseman, and having had that experience, he got out of there. Or maybe something scarier happened. Maybe the horseman got him. And that's why no one ever saw Ichabod, they just saw his hat. So, if you like the story, please like and subscribe, and tell me what you think of it. But also, I'll leave a link in the description to the full story. It's called The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. But thanks for hanging out. I hope you enjoyed it. You have a great day.